What Remains of Edith Finch is a story-heavy game, a quite sad tone. The music is playing in the background, blends with the gameplay. The game is told by Edith Finch, which is the narrator, and you become Edith Finch. Go to a house with a goal to figure out the family curse in this walking simulator. Warning, this video is filled with spoilers, but I won't spoil the end. In each story, you take the perspective of the deceased Finches to figure out what happened to them. Exploring the house feels like a maze with secret passageways for each story. Tries to blend in storytelling and gameplay. For example, you can hold a can in one button while moving the mouse to open the canned food. Molly being the first story that players experience, but it begins with her being sent to bed without dinner, and she became so hungry that she ate her pet food, toothpaste, and holly berries. Molly was a little girl and her imagination took over. She became a 2 pounds a It shocked me to hear that from Molly. She became a how to catch rabbits, then a shark, then a sea monster for a taste of people. Then I found an old pipe that led to Molly's room, but she was hallucinating due to the holly berry, and toothpaste made it worse, and she deceased most likely due to the poison. Barbara's story is next, but she's surrounded by mystery, but Barbara's story is told through a comic format, narrated by
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up, a has-been. But in a lucky break,
I was flipping the pages and it stopped to give me controls. It's unexpected and the game doesn't explain her demise. Unlike Calvin's story that he believes he can fly and the wind was strong. The third story I'm going to talk about is Gregory. He got a bath from his mother, Kay. You take control of his imagination in the bathtub. So you play around with the frog and his imagination grew stronger, and it does a great job of blending music and gameplay with Tchaikovsky Waltz of Flower. The water was shut off by Kay, but Gregory turned it on again with his toys. Due to parental neglect, Gregory drowned, and it impacted Kay's marriage. For the final story I'm going to talk about, you play as Lewis, but his story is told by a psychiatrist. Lewis works at a fish cannery, and you guillotine the fish and toss them away, but then he starts to daydream at his job. A thought bubble forms and you play in the imagined world but also control his job, but also the music blends in the world. It felt like autopiloting his job while paying attention to his world. It allows for 2 paths, but later on you realize his story becomes so significant to him, becomes inseparable, so much so that you play as his fantasy character and you walk towards his crown, and then his head is...
The rest I think you know.
In conclusion, What Remains of Edith Finch is emotional but interesting for walking simulator. Each story felt emotional but effective. For example, Lou's story is something I could personally relate to. I sometimes daydream at my job to pass the time. My hobby is to write YouTube videos for you people, but I haven't played a walking simulator before Edith Finch. It convinced me to enjoy the game. This game is a wonderful art piece made by Giant Sparrow, with the music playing in the background and amazing storytelling. It tries new things that aren't normal for walking simulator with the controls and its effectiveness. Also, the game allows retelling of the stories after the game ends. But to end this video, thanks to Giant Sparrow for making What Remains of Edith Finch. It even got a Games Developers Choice Award, which is similar to the Oscars.